According to the CDC Injury Center, in 2016, about 7,400 senior citizens were killed and 290,000 were treated for injury due to motor vehicle accidents. That is roughly 20 deaths and 794 injuries a day to people just like our loving grandparents. Today, I will tell you why I think that our senior citizens should be required to take a retest to be able to maintain their license after they reach the senior citizen age of 65. Just like everyone of you in here, I have grandparents. Great-grandparents and grandparents I'm not even related to biologically. And hopefully, like all of you, I'd be devastated to get the news that they were involved in an accident, even worse, possibly fatally injured. This is why it's important to raise awareness and encourage change to get our elderly loved ones to be retested to maintain their license for their own safety and others, because no one wants to see their loving grandparents in any more pain. Today, I'll tell you why I think our loved ones should, or our elderly loved ones should be retested to maintain their license, what the government can do to enforce this, and what we can do to help promote the change. To start things off, every year the amount of elderly getting in car accidents is increasing. There are more distractions today than ever before, and elderly people often have declining health and motor skills, and driving like that is like playing with fire. Ann Landers from the Chicago Tribune had a segment in her articles that people would send in stories of their experiences with elderly drivers, and there's a story from Ohio of an elderly man backing out of his driveway who had declining vision, and he thought he hit back into 3 trash cans, but it wasn't until he got home later that night that he found out that he ran over 3 little kids playing in the cul-de-sac behind him and took their lives. There's other stories from that article of elderly citizens driving each other around. There's a story of an elderly citizen who had a seizure recently that would go pick up his other elderly friend that had dementia, and they'd go play bingo together, driving each other back and forth. Whoever felt like they could drive that day, which just shows the danger in what's out there. The AARP gives us some signs to look out for whenever our elderly loved ones are driving. Whenever people are getting lost, missed turns, running stop signs, unnecessary braking or accelerating, those are some signs you need to look out for that your loved one, you may need to rethink that your loved one could be able to drive. Health reasons, from everyday health to declining vision, memory loss, declining hearing, and other sensory skills like that are declining is a reason that it could lead you to think that your elderly loved one should not be able to drive. Elderly people are 573% chance higher of being involved in a fatal accident compared to any other driver on the road compared to wrong corporation. It is important that we strive for change, because if things stay the same, we can see more senseless deaths from innocent bystanders or from our own elderly loved ones. Secondly, what needs to be done? The ultimate solution would be the government to enforce laws in the DMV that would require a retest about every 5 years after senior citizen hits the age of 65. This would be smart because it can make the roads safer, save lives, and you would still be able to, it'd just be safer. This can be done through the DMV, and once the elderly hits 65, their license would be suspended until they retake the test, and it would continue to be suspended if they fail the test. This would be done about every 5 years. I understand that many say that teens are the more dangerous drivers, and statistically that is right. According to Ron Corporation, 43% of the accidents today are taken up by teens, while only 7% are done by the elderly. But there are laws to prevent the accidents that are out there today that the teens commit. Texting and driving, drinking while driving, distracted driving, there's laws to prevent that. There's no current laws today that says it's illegal to drive if you're elderly and are losing your motor skills. There's nothing that can prevent that from happening. People may also say it's an inconvenience factor, where who's going to drive them around, what are they going to do? In my opinion, nothing's more inconvenient than having one of your grandparents pass away in an accident or take someone else's life. There's also bus options, and you can just give your grandparents a ride. I urge all of you to look out for your elderly loved ones and look out for the signs that lead you to think that they may not be capable to drive. Imagine one day you get the call that your grandparents were just in the road, were on the road and got involved in a terrible accident that took one of their lives. It would have been much easier just to be able to pick them up, drive them to wherever they needed to go, or call them an Uber, taxi, or anything that you can think of that would make them, that could get them to reach them to the destination safely. So as we finish today, I hope we can all work together to keep our elderly loved ones safe, keep them off the road if needed, and hope for the government officials to enforce the laws through the DMV. Just remember how easy it is to give your elderly grandparents a ride. It may not seem like a lot, but it would mean the world to them, and you could have prevented an unnecessary accident that might have taken some lives and probably taken your grandparents. Thank you.